Hi folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classics, and I'm bringing you today a Bradley James project. Now this is something that we fairly recently branched into. By the way, the project is the car you're looking at, not actually the truck it's sitting on, even though that could be a case could be argued for that. We're looking at a great opportunity to get involved in returning a modern classic Volkswagen Scirocco to the road. This one's quite interesting. Of course, we love a good story here. This one's been tucked away in a garage. It hasn't actually been on the road for 16 years, and the last time it was MOT'd was, I think it was 2005. It passed with no advisories, and it was apparently in excellent condition. And the no advisories MOT would indicate that. And then the car got tucked away in a garage. The previous owner has had this car since 2001, so that's 20 years. And for 16 of them, it'd been sat in his garage with the promise of, I'm going to get it back on the road one of these days. So obviously, being a rolling restoration, don't expect to come and see us drive it away. It will be delivered on a truck like this one to wherever you need it dropped off for work. Now it's a Scirocco Type 2, and it's from 1988, and that's an F registration. It's got 175,000 miles on the clock, so it was quite well run in prior to it being parked up. And apparently the fan belt broke. It got tucked in the garage, and the chap never got round to doing it. So and then 16 years passed. The sort of thing I look out for when we're looking around a car, it's got a set of Michelin tyres on. I don't think if you stick a set of Michelin tyres on your car, you must be looking after it quite well and taking it seriously. Now, the body work, even though every single panel, it tells a story, but I'm going to go around it slowly, and I'm going to point out the bits that are going to need attention. I mean, this front wing is pretty decent. Down at the driver's door level, I've got a bit of a scab here. I've got a bit of a dent there, no doubt from parking. Horrific repair done to the door handle on that side. This rear panel looks pretty usable. It's got a body kit on, and being a GT model, this one's got a nice set of VW alloy wheels. It has a sunroof, which I believe was an option back in the day. Pretty straight through the back. The bumper's looking good shape. This rear panel feels as if it's that plastic. That would explain why it hasn't rusted. Rear spoiler. And I think I need to retract my statement about having Michelin tyres. The other three are Michelin, and this one isn't, but nevertheless, 3 out of 4 is not bad. Rear panel will certainly go again. Got a minor dent here. A few scabs on this door, nothing too serious. Front wing looks pretty good, except down for here, where that's definitely scabby. I've got a bit of grot in the front of the wing. Little bit of grot in that front leading edge of the bonnet, otherwise the bonnet's got a dent or two in. So it's not beyond recourse, the bodywork. Obviously it needs attention. The interior is pretty respectable, as in the, considering it's done a few miles, I mean the interior seems to have survived quite well. It's got its things like its rear parcel shelf. The dashboard looks in good nick. Pretty funky steering wheel. Bearing in mind, remember, what we're seeing here is the underpinnings of a Mark II Golf, I guess. And looks like there's a bit of a cowling missing from here. And these are the keys. There's a full set of keys, including this original VW one, which is always nice to see. I'm going to hop up on here and then show you a bit more of the interior. Logbook with this, so I'm afraid to say there's not reams of paperwork. Here's the top. Let's have a little sit inside and see what it's like inside a late 80s VW Scirocco. Now, I know they suffered with a crack in the dashboard, and this one is no different. Now that's very Golf-like, isn't it? I think that looks as if that's straight out of a Mark II Golf. They were very different with these louvers here. There's the front of a JVC CD player here. There's its original VW mat, and all the plastics and look pretty good through here. 5-speed gearbox. Now these got a 1800cc engine. Well, in fact, I believe they're 1781, and they're a 90 brake horsepower. So they're motored quite well, and they got a wonderful shape. And in fact, being a GT model, this one having alloy wheels and the body kit does make it look a touch more sporty. I think the fact that this one's been off the road with the same owner for 20 years, well, in a garage for 16 years and passed its last MOT with no advisories. Now, that is no absolute guarantee that this is ready to drive away into the sunset, but it is quite promising. The engine does turn over, but as I say, we've got a broken fan belt, and the battery doesn't look like it's had any life in it for a decade or two. So this is a rolling restoration. We're all about trying to save classic cars when we can. We're always taking old cars out of garages and replacing them with other classic cars, and it's an absolute crime for cars to be broken because you find it hard to get hold of a part. So I would dearly love the idea of this going to a good home where a restoration can happen, or of course, if need be, it would be a fantastic source of parts if someone was building another one. But it would be a real shame not to put this one back on the road. I mean, the numbers are dwindling enough as it is. Well, folks, we offer a service where we can deliver this project to you on our transport truck anywhere in the UK for a very competitive price. Now, it is a project. Please don't expect, as I say, to come here and drive it away. That won't be happening. But it will suit someone who's looking to do something and put a car back onto the road and help save what is no doubt going to be a rare classic car in a few more decades time, and that's a VW Scirocco. It's the Type 2, and being a GT model in black, I think this will look very, very nice when it's all done and returned to the road. There's not much you can't repair on these cars. Even the cracked windscreen here, there's a specialist service where they come and fill it and it gets painted and you wouldn't even know it's been cracked. We've got a guy who comes to us and does it on a couple of our old classics, and he does a wonderful job. The interior is in surprisingly good condition, as is all of the headlining. It's nice to see all the rear parcel shelves all there, no speaker holes, that sort of thing. So it definitely is capable of being restored, and hopefully this little video has given you a little bit of an indication of what it's like. I'll tell you what I'll do. The last thing, I will nip down the side of the car. I'll lift up the bonnet for you so you can have a look into the engine bay. Make sure there's nothing alive in there first, obviously. I think I mentioned to you there's a logbook, last owner 20 years. It looks like it was a locally supplied car from where he lived. Now I've got to do my favourite job of trying to pick up the bonnet, but you've only got one hand to do it in because I'm holding my phone with the other one, so not always easy, but I think we've got it. Okay, so here we are. Now, here's the engine. That's that 1781 engine that I mentioned. Again, I'm pretty sure that these cars had a Pierberg carburetor on, which are usually quite nice. I see a fuel filter there. Obviously some TLC required, and at least a new battery. And with some love and attention, this engine could be fired up and run again. They do have a cam belt, these engines from this era, so I would strongly suggest that that was replaced as a part of your recommissioning. Well, I can't really think of too much else to show you folks other than a quick look under the engine bay here. She's a complete car. She's ready to be saved, and I hope you can help me out and take her on and put this old girl back onto the road. Bit of work involved, of course, but I think very satisfying where you can afford to buy a restoration Scirocco before prices get restrictive. It's something you can do yourself. Well, thanks for tuning into the video. This is Danny at Bradley James Projects signing out. Thank you.